Roads was the name, was it in the name of the one from 2 years, it was the name of Ted Roads. I'll talk to him.
How you doing?
That's the question.
Trail Run.
No, I don't know this.
Because it's on the beach.
Hi.
It's muted, that's who it is. Well, the time is well, we'll be crying about it. We're fickle about this.
Does the man want to volunteer to be
Was
in it?
the lady?
Does the man want to volunteer to be in it?
I'm a little bit, but,
Are you want to volunteer to be in it?
yes, you are, sir.
Okay. Oh, wait, wait.
But we were supposed to be, I'm, and if we're talking about what correct?
Yeah, I probably didn't talk to everyone.
Yes, we had a very interesting conversation with Mr. Percival.
Oh,
big problem.
okay.
He's coming tonight. So, thank you.
Somebody said they had 60. I said, oh.
60?
Yeah.
No.
Nah.
What's that? So, all right. All right, what am I doing this?
Oh, this
Are these the same? Yeah. We're not gonna talk about it, we're just, oh, what, didn't you need to get your stuff right over here?
Again.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
right. Perfect.
You have a good evening?
And I'll give those photographs. I got the photographs around the, fire station. Air. I talked to you wrong. No, I didn't even see it. But, so that's the nine.
Make them stay or make them go.
No. We'll clean it a little bit, but it's leaving natural. I got it. In a secure location. Well, it's Dawson called me like 3 months ago, right? I sure did. He just said that he had turned away because he already promised it to the town. What? Yeah. The dad?
There is an edit, and then it has some more after 5 p.m.
All right, today, welcome, today is May 7th, 2024, it's 5 p.m., and we begin our regularly scheduled board meeting for the town of Woodville. And is there a prayer?
Yeah. First thing I want to say is this community really lost two good people. This, Betty Summerall worked at the bank for 40 years. We also lost a board member. He's not our board member, but he's a board member. Johnny Smallwood passed away. All I want to say about Johnny Smallwood, he was a good soul. Cantankerous at times, but a good soul. He loved the Lord. He loved the Hillbrook Baptist Church. He loved the kids in his district. This school, that school. We just lost a good man. Board member. We're all board members. I want to have a moment of silent prayer for Mr. Smallwood. And then after that, Mr. Lewis is going to bring the prayer. And I'll give the floor back to you.
All right, let us bow our heads in prayer. Gracious God, as we come before you today to discuss the point matter, we ask for your guidance and wisdom. You are the source of all knowledge and understanding. Therefore, we seek your direction in our decision-making process. Help us to listen attentively to one another with open hearts and minds. May we not be quick to judge or criticize, but instead seek to understand different perspectives. We pray that you would give us the discernment to make the best decisions for the great good. We trust that you will guide us on this path and lead us to reach consensus that reflects your will. May our words, deeds, and actions be guided by your love and grace. In your mighty name we pray. Amen.
All right, first off, the motion in reference to the approval of last month's minutes.
I'm going to just point out, the front of it, I made, take out the minutes before, and include the last spring meeting, very front of it.
So we have a first, is there a second? Second. We have a second, all in favor, say aye. Next, we need approval, need a motion to pay the bill. Alderman Walker made the motion, the first, is there a second? Second. All in favor, say aye. Moving right along to the monthly departmental reports. Is there anybody from the street? All right, Ms. Long.
Hello, how y'all doing? Got a couple of water questions about that.
We get to the man
Ah,
we get to the man
30%.
now.
That's probably show you 40% though.
You told me that.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
You,
Yeah, we got some broken meters out there. Keep in mind, there's 3 of us. Be patient with me. Don't guess I can.
broke me.
more than 20, less than 30.
I got it wrong. We had 253 rooms.
We don't let it get there. The ice maker.
I made the motion to buy.
I did that last month.
That's all right,
And we did.
when approved, it's gonna be subject to this law, we have.
I just made the motion.
Specification.
We made the motion.
I'm not saying it's already been approved, subject to your specifications. That's enough. Just gotta tell them.
Then I just make the motion.
It's
To
already.
buy.
By what?
The ice maker is the clerk.
Elaine, do you need some more specifications on an ice maker? Okay, do you happen to have any knowledge of the ice maker?
The one that's playing now, that's the first one that's handed about, so it's last long time.
Was it adequate?
I think so.
It was buy a lease purchase. Or you just don't pay for it.
It was like 5,
Or 6.
it wasn't no.
Elaine, can that purchase be divided up among basically each department? Probably so, right? If necessary, kind of what I mean. Should we make a couple calls tomorrow or the next day to reference who sells those things? Or do we just gonna call the guy that's been fixing it? Is he selling?
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Less than $5.
You will be stored on your side.
Sir?
Will be stored.
Yeah, on the city side, yeah. Yeah, we got to go, one of one line inside the building, yeah.
My motion.
You put the old, say the rest of the survey.
Good.
Yeah.
Before you scrap that, as far as junk,
I probably, wouldn't scrap it as junk right now, some. I actually got, we buy another phone, tweak it or something.
exactly. I mean, if he gave you $200,
Yeah. Better
the
than
compressor on it good or something, I mean, that's more close.
I say put it with the rest of the stuff, but we don't fit 15 on a pad, right? So,
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Just,
who would the rest?
okay, so one way or another, we're replacing it, okay, all right.
The street repair had been finished, current water plant. I want to thank Board Supervisor Keon Jackson for assisting me with that. I called him the next day, he was there with the information I needed to, contact his construction, so. Thanks for this text. Yeah, that's all I have. Anything else?
I need to address something so the board, so, nobody brought it up. Carry on the boss, having a problem with her gas and utility bills.
Okay.
Will y'all address that and communicate with her?
We will.
Are you gonna, Jeremy here?
No, he's taking class.
All right, you able to mention anything on his behalf?
We don't have nothing more than what we do every day, I don't really nothing special we had, concerning the gas and sewer, no more than what's normal. Water plant.
Delaney, is there anything you need out of that file cabinet? Whichever one you're talking about? Okay.
Cameras in the.
Those are his recommended auditors for the town. It's still not recommended on pictures or something. I'm pretty sure he will do a lot of.
All right, anybody got any more questions for Trill? All right, appreciate it.
You got anything else?
Oh, a couple of months ago, I brought up, hiring Sam Cotton for the utility department. The street department is worse shape than we is right now, so I believe the recommendation for Sam to go back to the street department, which, cause no one is coming. Charles West kind of being said, he lost. No board members talking to him, there's no leadership over there, so he just asked me what to do, and I told him, come to the board meeting, he's not here.
I tried talking to him, and explained some stuff, he told me, we always want something done, don't want to pay nobody. I turned around and walked up.
Oh,
Stay out of that one.
but, yeah, like I say, Samuel was supposed to be, we was looking to hire him anyway, cause the utility, cemetery needs some, supervision. And, like I say, he came from the street department, I think he'd be a good fit.
How about,
They got to have someone over there.
how about closing the door? Don't get the line, use it.
Well, we always, it's like that, coming to a certain needs, we always put it together. I hope it's still the same. That's all
I
I.
talked to him the other day, he's going to take the job.
What was his asking rate?
I didn't ask.
The application was in 16. Yep. Right now, yeah, no, I don't know.
All right,
One, is anybody been coming in the office trying to purchase the cemetery plot we came up here?
We had, one last weekend, but two. We canceled it, and $700.
All right.
what for? Do we know what price? Do we know anything? So, we have I mean, we don't really have anything to provide Mr. Rosenblatt.
We'll just bring him in and interview, talk to him.
But his application says $16.
And he said he wanted the cemetery location.
Well, you only had one last month, right?
Oh, we had two.
So you had two, and what did we tell him?
Well, the one from last week, we worked with Noah, and because he dug and he got the trail. So,
So what happened to the second one?
well, it was a site. Some of them pretty much, they don't know that it was bad, but which bad about and everything.
Okay.
So, but, like, new people coming in,
Those two was already purchased.
and it was all been purchased, so it's not coming in now. We can't sell them.
And we just asked no one to come to help us out. He always is not gonna be able to do that.
All right, so I believe we're going into this executive session.
Now, a motion in the second. It's gotta
All
be-
right, so if we could get a vote on Mr. Cotton. All in favor, say aye.
Two days and 2 days.
And it's nay until further discussion, so we can get some facts in place.
Do you vote no?
Yes, sir. I mean, I just need, we all need to be presented with some facts. What department, what hourly, what responsibilities? I think we agreed to have all that stuff in place as far as a job description that has not been put together.
So,
On the job, I did get Ms. Baylor, it's just like 3 items. It was for the street and with emphasis on the cemetery. I think he, like you said, he would just be used on the street and locate graves, dig graves when necessary. And, I think it's like pick up minor tree limbs, whatever that fall in the cemetery, the street, things in the cemetery. But other than locating graves and digging graves when necessary, it's just on the street.
he won't be dead.
I said when necessary.
Is that a starting salary needs to be in place for this position. Even though this individual has worked for the town several times, doesn't mean that he comes back to receive the same rate of pay as it was when he left. So for me, that is a discussion, but not, that is what you want to.
All right?
So what do y'all wanna do?
Well, the motion didn't pass.
I understand that.
So if you wanna talk about it, in the executive session, then we sure can. And we can come back out of executive session and re-vote if you'd like. But right now, it didn't pass. All right, Ms. Seal, you're next.
Okay, I just wanna start out by saying most of you know that, in August, Katie Crowley and I opened Community Grocery right down the street, which has become a way bigger animal than we anticipated. So, it has become very difficult for me to juggle the restaurant and my Main Street position, so I am taking, a leave for a little while. And Mickey Howley is here, he is going to step in and, be the director for a little while I kind of tame the beast of Community Grocery. And he was a Main Street director in Water Valley for many, many years, and was recently the director in Natchez for 2 years. So he's a seasoned veteran at this, he knows exactly what he's doing, he's been involved in a lot of projects and done a lot of revitalization in the towns that he worked in. So this is Mickey.
to meet y'all. As Whitney said, I worked in Water Valley for many years. Water Valley is a town in North Mississippi, Bishop County. It's 3,500 people. And in the Main Street Association, there are 50 towns throughout the state, but they often group the smaller towns together. And that would be towns like Tunica, and Water Valley, and Baldwin, Kosciuszko, and Woodville. And in that capacity, for many years, Polly was my colleague, and I heard what was going on in Woodville, and actually I visited here several times and saw what she was doing. So, I'm familiar with the issues that small towns have, the capacities and the challenges, but I'm also aware of the advantages. The advantages of being small is that if you can do something, fix a few things, it's dramatic change. We have an opportunity coming up. This town has received 2 federal grants that will directly impact downtown, and I'm here to help Whitney out, finish those grants out. And I think within a very short time, we can make a very strong visual impact in downtown. So I'm looking forward to this job, and hope to see you in the future, soon, around town. Thank you.
Well, we certainly thank you for being available, offering to come down and help. As you mentioned it a month or 2 ago, and so forth, so I'm very thankful that you could just give us a little help.
It's serendipity. I've reached the stage in my career where I've been trying to close it out, and I thought, I spent all these years working in small towns, and I'm in the neighborhood, and it's just luck. So I'm happy that it worked out this way. I think so far it's good. I've met with the board of the Main Street Board here, and let me tell you, they're a long-established program. They've got a good track record. The town, and I suggest you go out and look at other towns in the area around here, but this town actually is doing awful better than I think many towns this size. So, and that's proof that the program works. So, for me, it was an easy choice. It's an established program. The people you have on the board know what they're doing. I think it's going to be better.
Well, again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Where will you be located at?
Well, right now the office is upstairs at Community Grocery, but we're going to look to see put another office somewhere on Main Street. And so we're still looking at that. There's a couple of possibilities. We've got an Archives and History grant for the Poe Meat Market. That's an option. We've also looked at the Oddfellows building as doing something upstairs there. So, and it's a part-time job for me, as it is for Whitney, as it was for Polly. So I'll be here several days a week. As far as a permanent office, most of the work I can tell you is on the street, doing work and engaging with business owners and building owners.
So this really is Main Street call. You just, this is really just Main Street call. You're just telling us about it.
For our office?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's y'all's call.
Yes, sir. So for right now, he's gonna share an office with me upstairs at Community Grocery until we kind of
I
figure
just
out.
wanted to get the
Yes, sir.
second off.
Yeah. So, and if y'all, I wrote out, all of it, because these grants get confusing, and if I sit here and read all this to you, you're gonna get very confused, but I've written down all of the grants that are coming our way, what they mean, what they do, where we are with each one. The most significant, of course, are the 2 ARPA grants. One, is for $100,000 for the facade grant program, which will be starting this soon. We're now at the stage where we just need to choose the buildings. And then the next round of ARPA money that we got, we applied to get a master plan done for the downtown area, and we were awarded that grant. So we will have a full plan for the future of what Woodville can look like, what projects we can do. That way, when we get grants or awarded funding, we know what we're doing with it, and we're we have a goal, we have a direction we're headed, to make all of these projects kind of cohesive and get us somewhere.
I'll make a comment about the master plan. The person they selected for the master plan is a guy named Randy Wilson. I've worked with him for many years. In 2008, he did the master plan for Water Valley, and I worked his plan for a decade, and it worked wonders. We fixed a lot of buildings and got a lot of businesses up. So to have this kind of like projected, it's not something that you have to adhere to religiously, but it's an idea of like, here's where you can go, here's what you can do with what you have. And so to spend this money, to have that, I think will carry the program forward for many years and do the town a lot of good.
All right, anybody got any questions? We'll certainly appreciate it.
Where we get out
On the
the street,
Paint.
Okay, so the Mississippi State Small Town Development Center contacted us kind of late in the game. They were the ones getting the quote for the art to be done in the street, and it came back pretty astronomical. It was not even an option for us to do that. And this project was supposed to be completed by April 30th. We didn't find this out until like a week before that, so we kind of had to shift gears. That's when, Russell, I believe, asked y'all if, we can do the string lights. So Mississippi Main Street has given us an extension for another week to get those done. We are in the process of trying to find someone to actually put the lights up. So if we don't get it done by the 15th, we'll get it done at some point through one of these grants, but that's where we are right now. It was just so late in the game that we found out that we couldn't do the art in the street, because of the expense of it. We just don't have the funding for that. And this grant only awarded us $2,500, so, hopefully we can get your lights put up in the next couple of weeks if we can find somebody to do it. That's available, but we'll get it done at some point regardless.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Wait, you guys, is anybody from the zoning here?
No.
You got any idea what they're doing?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, you're still on the committee? Okay. Patrick here? Chief, you available?
First thing I have is, need to request travel. Myself and Officer Bailey to attend the, CIT training and summit. It's gonna be May 20th through the 24th.
What is CIT?
It's under the crisis intervention training. That's one of the new mandates, through the 24th.
Where is it?
In Summit, Mississippi. This will just be the first phase of it. The state, all law enforcement are required to have this completed by July 2025. So when they have the next one available, we'll send the other officers. Hopefully we can get one that will be still close to us and not have to send anyone either out of state or to the other side of the state for it. The bulletproof vests, I know we talked about this last board meeting, but those vests are going to almost $3 additional $1,000.
speaking, we could sell those firearms, we could probably pay for the vest. So we don't have that kind of inventory anymore, or just the price of them is not as good
This
as.
is just the price of the vest, I mean.
No, I'm saying, what would be your rough estimate on the inventory, the value? 3,000, 5,000?
The last quote I got on it was right at $8,000. That was from, King's Firearms.
Oh, so the total investment on the vest is how much?
He said, I gave a quote for
1,000 each? I just,
And that's from two. And I actually, either myself or Chief Dennis, we wanted to go and look at them to see why it was such an increase. I know a couple of other agencies, we have kind of just purchased some and they paid around the same, but, I don't see what's so fancy about it. They are level 3 vests, which is top of line vest, but I still, I wanna see them.
What happened to the possibility of grant?
So it's still out there, but when, I think last board meeting, it was voted to purchase one, and state's not gonna reimburse, because they're not gonna do 5 reimbursements like that. So they all need to be purchased at one time.
how many did you need?
5.
That's a big number, isn't it? All right,
How much for the vest? How much for the guns? We get 5,000 to get to.
well, I need to get another quote for the guns now, to see if that can still gonna stand. Southern Connection and Ridgeland, they're waiting to find out what are we gonna do with them. They'll send someone here to, get the estimate on. I'll have to photograph the additional firearms we've collected since I sent them to the King's Firearms.
Let's be behind the corner.
Part of the problem with selling firearms is due to my delay. The different categories, the statute says that if you know who you took it from, you have an obligation to try to give it back to them first. So the chief and I are supposed to sit down and he gave me a beautiful spreadsheet where it was in different categories, so I have to go back and see, categorize the firearms by which ones we are permitted to actually sell. Some of them just have to be destroyed, the ones that are illegal weapons just have to be destroyed. The ones that we can identify the proper owner have to be returned, and then we can sell the rest. So some of
That's
it-
all fine and good, but let's make it happen.
Okay, I need to get on that.
And the next thing is, as the board is aware, we only have 2 patrol vehicles. One patrol vehicle, one vehicle that we're using as a patrol vehicle, we should, but we are. There's been a major increase in this 4-wheeler traffic, in town. What you have that they're using isn't fit to even be on the road to push it down Main Street as it is. And we spent all of this money on one vehicle that's not even in use anymore. If we end up wrecking one of these vehicles, or it just happens to break down for whatever reason, we're gonna be down to another vehicle. I've reached out to every agency I can think of in the surrounding area, all the way up to Columbus, Mississippi, to see if they can donate us a vehicle. Everybody is in chain with it. But what a lot of these agencies are doing now, they're not even buying these vehicles, they're leasing them through Enterprise or Bancorp. I talked to representatives from Enterprise last year, and that just goes so well. They want you to lease at least 10 vehicles. I know we don't have a need for that many, I would guess. But I'm interested in finding a way to do that.
so we need some car, we need more than one car. If you're interested in 4 officers. Where are we at, starting with the officers? Where do you wanna start out hourly?
That's a good question. Cause I believe, that's a good question, cause if we can afford to hire somebody to pick up sticks at 16, I think the officers should start at that. If we can budget.
Are there 4 available?
3 for sure.
3? They live around here?
One does.
Certified?
No, sir.
We get reimbursed for the certification to school, right, but we don't get reimbursed for the hourly?
Right.
Okay. And what's that cost about, the hourly, what's it cost us to send somebody, not including the cost of the school?
You'll pay them their rate that you hire them as uncertified. So they'll get their
At 40 hours?
40, 80, whatever, pay period. Then plus the 4,000, I think 4,000 now, your $4,000 in fuel for going, equipment. So you usually get $10,000 quick
10,000 per person.
per person.
And that takes what, 6 weeks, 8 weeks? 12 weeks. All right.
No energy.
Also, I want to know if it could be possible that I have a copy of a jail contract. I have not seen it since it's been revisited. I think it needs to be revisited again. I'm not 100% sure what's in it. But I would like to have a copy of it.
You talking about housing for them?
Yes, ma'am. The next thing, I'm asking the board if we could remove, there's a safe in here mounted to the wall in dispatch where we were depositing, tickets and fine fees, so that were collected. And we remove that out of that dispatch office and place it in here or wherever, where it can be under video surveillance. The last couple of weeks, we've had some visitors here, and that question why it's there, which that was before I got here, I believe it came with the building like that. I am asking that it be removed from there, and either be placed in here, or wherever the board sees feasible.
Is it in the wall or bolted to the ground or what?
It's on the wall, I'm not sure how it is, I've never seen the inside of it, so I don't know if it got some kind of bracket.
Do you deposit through a slit in it or something? Okay, so you don't, someone doesn't have to open it to put something in it?
No.
Wouldn't it be cheaper to just put another camera in there?
Well, it's in a closet.
Okay.
So you're just primarily looking to put it,
In a secure camera place.
Correct.
I mean, it's not a cheap safe, it's, you can't break into it with a screwdriver.
I don't know, I never tried.
But I mean, it's not,
It's just it's a little piece of metal on the wall, really. I mean, it's just like real similar to the one that's at the town hall, on the door over there.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a little wider.
All right, what else you got?
And as you all know, last Friday, whenever it was, we ended up working a homicide on First South Street. So far, we have one person in custody.
chief?
I do.
All right.
Me and the chief talked the other day. You know, we need some help. Benny Thompson is willing to help. I want to send some folks to Washington, but he told me we could just go to Natchez. That lady up there does filling out the paper and everything for her. Is that what me and you discussed?
Correct.
Okay. I want to send the mayor, Ms. Bailey, Tom Rosenblatt, Chief, and Trey Long to go to Natchez and explain the problem. Y'all get about an hour before y'all go, and we're gonna go in city vehicles to get a game plan to talk to the lady. That's my suggestion. You want something, you gotta go knock on the door.
Do you recall what she's,
And get on her schedule, and get the ones I just said.
do you recall what she has to offer? What, anything? Along what lines?
Anything, she said she don't know what we need to, we don't ask.
Okay.
She pretty much asked and she'll do her part, Thompson do his part. I see Natchez got $1 billion last month from, so.
I think they have gotten some good funding on some specific projects and so forth, and, they've been
And we're
working.
just gonna feed y'all. Gonna go in the city vehicle.
Yep, all right, let's make arrangements to go up there.
Do we need to make a motion to approve that?
Will you rename the one?
Rename,
Yeah.
Mayor and the chief.
And,
Ms. Bailey,
Ms. Bailey.
Ms. Bailey, Mr. Rosenblatt, and, Trail Long.
Trail Long, and the chief.
Okay, I'll make a motion for y'all to travel up and get your information.
We'll get together and have a plan. So we're gonna be standing on it. Got a problem?
Second.
All right, so we have a first from, Mr. Lewis, a second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Say aye.
Just have a plan.
All right, thank you.
Thank
I
you.
was looking at something that, may want to talk to Angela Copperham, I don't know if she just found $1 million for the county. May do that for her.
I got no problem with that.
I'm just telling you, she just got $1.5 million for the county. One for the county to work on the bridge on Paintsville Road, and $500,000 for the new, park and so.
So that's an option, but I want,
All she did was tell you, y'all can't help it.
we can do the same thing in Magnolia.
Next.
I make a motion that, travel be approved for, Rutledge and Bailey, for May 20th through 24th.
Would you also like to include James Earl in that motion?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was?
Where you want to manage it?
As well as James Earl.
No, just James Earl. This is police, the two folks you mentioned for the police, and,
As well as James Earl.
James Earl James Earl is May 27th through the 31st, the Biloxi Water Conference.
I got 3 people for travel already, is that what you're moving?
Right.
And who's making, is Francis making a motion?
And a second? Second?
Who's second?
James Earl,
Yep.
town employee. That's third.
This is the two people from the police department and James Earl.
Oh, they're going to Summit.
The police training, I believe, is in Summit. James Earl is in Biloxi.
Who the third?
That's it. There's two from the police,
Two police
one.
officers and 1 blockhead.
Huh?
2 police officers and 1 blockhead.
What about
That's already passed.
I? You don't need that? You don't need a motion?
What kind of expense you on?
Huh?
Not gonna be expensive.
Yeah, we're gonna feed them. We're gonna travel and city meeting.
I thought you were gonna take
I'm a big boy now.
it.
No, I'm not gonna feed them.
All right,
It's on city
What is
meeting.
your bid? You don't need to, you don't need to make a motion for that. What is your bid?
The second motion, I make a motion to then remove the same to a secure camera location.
All right, I just have a motion to move the safe. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Second by Mr. Carter.
It's gonna be right over there by Francis.
All in favor, say aye.
The box. That's your future.
All right, anybody else?
A question, with the incident that happened at Town Hall, has anybody looked into cameras for your facility, your location?
I haven't looked down there, I think I was trying, to try to talk to Mayor, I think he had, that works well for him, but I hadn't talked to him.
If they have a system, could their system be connected to be all in one, rather than having two different bills? I mean, the chief, your camera system could hook up to maybe Town Hall where you all monitor that as well, rather than get another one?
I believe there is software for that, we just need to get the equipment, the cameras themselves, which need to be, mounted there at Town Hall.
But could it be connected to monitor here from Town Hall?
Yes.
Just work through the internet.
So you can check with your company to get a price?
Yes, ma'am. You know, how many y'all are looking at getting for the quote?
At least 4. And all that is an upgrade on your camera system you already have.
Would you connect places anywhere else besides that? I mean, you definitely need to have somewhere.
That's it, that's it.
All right, what else?
Do we have to make a motion about the sale of these vehicles once Mr. Rosen lets these can be sold? So we won't have to wait so long, once these can be sold, we already have a motion to, sell?
Which vehicles?
No,
No, the gun.
Oh, the gun. So, Mr. Rosenblatt, what do you?
I think, let me get a step, then we can do a motion. I don't think we need a motion. I can't. I've got my sign. For what that's worth.
Mr. Percival
I
raised.
had it in my to-do list.
All right, we're gonna get through these two quick reports right here, and then, Percival, hang tight for 1 minute. You got a second?
Good morning.
Hang tight for 1 second.
Yes.
Hang on 1 second. Tawana, I mean, is there any more questions for, Chief?
What'd you say?
All right, Tawana?
What she said?
He said, move it.
I have a question for you. Gene,
You what?
do you have any questions? You ready to report
We're going into executive session
for, the court?
for a lot of things.
Mayor,
No, ma'am.
maybe,
We have taken what they put in the box, but from here on out, we will not be processing cash.
Since you have to go over your active
They'll be in the envelope,
with the building.
whatever they put in it, that's what it'll be in. And it'll be incumbent on them. We do have a tendency to call people, tell them the cash in the box, but that can be time consuming sometimes. So just let them know, do not put cash in the box.
Did, we get proof of publication on that?
We did. Okay. And I have a letter for executive session.
All right,
If you're not gonna take the box up, they won't put it.
The box is there for convenience, it helps more people than it hurts.
So you'll take a check,
Check your money order.
but you won't take money
Not
in the box.
In the box, correct. Because you could say you put in whatever, and you have no way of accounting for what you put in the box, so that's a loss on the customer.
I see if you take it off,
And also, the people know there's no cash in the box, they're not gonna want to bust into it.
So you take money order and cash, money order and check in the box, and you will take cash inside.
You would
during
take
the
that
open
inside.
hour.
You're open out. And don't slide it through the door. If you got cash, bring it inside to the counter. Don't slide it through the door. Anybody got anything else? All right, thank you.
All right, first one. What you got?
Do the whole thing for you.
Get up here. Oh. Excuse me. Now, Mr. Mayor, Councilman, thank you for letting me speak. I didn't sign in on the agenda. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
I wanted to speak just a little bit on the parents of Woodville. I first came here, bought Rosemont in 1971, and Woodville was kind of on the doldrums right then. It looked so bad, and Ray Farah, Lily Lewis, and Esther Caldera got together, started what was called the Woodville Civic Club. And I was stocking, got into it, they were planting flowers all over the place, and Woodville really looked good. It was spruced up. It took about 5 years to get that done, I guess, but people became tired of seeing everything going up and everything junky around the city. And people then began to have a lot of pride in Woodville. Well, just the last few years, Woodville is kind of getting into that syndrome again. The weeds are growing up in the streets, the gutters, everywhere. It's sad to see it. And Woodville doesn't look as spiffy as it used to. St. Francisville down the road is as neat as a pin. For Woodville looks like a stepchild to the part of Mississippi. And I grew up, and some of you know, in a little town called Freeport, Texas. It's larger than Woodville, but it's still a big place. And it has the same problem. And we have a good bit of property there. And I've always been anxious to see the town look good. The IPM is so important for the, shall I say, the betterment of the town. And we have a city manager over there that's all going on. There's no supervision. These employees were being paid with the city, but no one supervised them, and they didn't know what to do. They hung around and nothing got done. So the city manager was smart enough to say, let's contract everything out. And so all these services were contracted out to companies, and things got done. The town began to look good, and it prospered. And I think, in my opinion, that would be a good thing for Woodville to look into. The street cleaning and all this could be contracted out. Landscape companies could come and do things, to distribute the grass and all that stuff. Those people are there, if you just ask for them. And it would be a lot cheaper than what's being done now. And people say, what's gonna happen to the city employees? Well, they work for the contractors. They can get a job with them, but they'll have supervision and probably be prouder of the job they'll be doing, and be prouder in the town. And the taxpayers will certainly benefit because the town will look better and the tax dollars can be seen spent in the town. So, that's just what I wanted to say, because I've experienced this in over the little town of Freeport and other places too. That you're much better to get an independent contractor, I feel, to do it, because if you have too many people with no supervision, nothing gets done. So anyway, I wanted to give you my ideas. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. That's a little something I was just gonna bring up under new business. We can continue with new business, or we can go back to unfinished business, which is the handbook and the gas lines in prison. Why don't we do that, the handbook?
See, I have several things to get resolved here. The handbook, I gave y'all the final guys, copies to look at, and then there were any further comments. If not, I'll go ahead and get the handbook published, so we can do it out to the employees. I'll get it down, like a spiral landing or something. With any other revisions or changes, if not, I will make a motion to get that done.
Is there a possibility to get a price estimate on amendments to it as we go along? I mean, like if you were to say, hey, look, we wanna add this to the thing, we need to pay you to word it properly.
Yeah, that's always possible.
Okay.
Try to get it down in such a way that you can make that change.
Okay.
See if that's possible.
Okay. You're looking for a motion to move forward with that?
And Ms. Bailey will run more editing than the rest of you.
I did read a part about social media in that.
Okay. And of course, we have to balance First Amendment, that's always a problem.
I'll make a motion.
Lewis made a motion first to, accept the handbook?
Yeah.
Okay, is there a second? I think, Alderman Lofton is second. All in favor, say aye.
We don't do that
The next thing,
That's how I'm going to do it.
the next thing I have in conjunction with our gas line project is, we're published now for a bond hearing for, three consecutive weeks, four consecutive weeks. And that publication notice is run, this is the public hearing meeting, May 7th. Does anyone have objections to the Woodville bond issue going forward?
Can you explain it?
We're being asked to run a gas pipeline from the town of Woodville up to the prison. It's gonna be a moneymaker for the town and a money saver for the prison when it finally gets done. Problem is, it's gonna cost $1 million to do it. We've tried to get political help, we've talked to Angela Cockerham and Benny Thompson's office, nothing's been forthcoming. So what we're probably gonna try to, and the Department of Corrections is unable just to pay us directly to run the line. So what we're probably gonna do is we're gonna finance $1 million through bonds, and then the prison will pay enough every month to pay off the bonds. And then once the bonds are paid off, Woodville will have an income stream coming off the excess gas sales.
How long is it?
We're looking for a 10-year bond. If we get a 15-year bond, that'll be better, stretching out further. Okay. So now that we've done our publication, it's May 7th, I need a motion and a second to go ahead and, it's a resolution to authorize the issuance of the bond. Now, this doesn't obligate us yet. We still have another month. We can back out if we need to, if the project falls apart. This is the next legal step we have to do to move it here. A motion from Gene and a second from Lewis.
Resolution
To issue bonds.
With the first and the second, all in favor, say aye.
Lewis and James.
And then there will be a resolution that we'll sign in conjunction with that. Okay, the next thing I have is the matter of the street name, I gave y'all each a Woodville map. This is on, toward the end of Stop and Go Street. We have a street, G Street, And somehow over the years, it's one street, but somehow over the years, it's turned into G and then H and then I. And it's messing up the 911 people because you got 3 names on, basically on one street that continues. And there's no real reason for a change, there's no dramatic change one end of the street to the other. So what the 911 commission has asked us to do is to consider, this is right. See G, it goes from G to H to I on one street. And the 911 people don't think there's anyone that actually gets mail delivered on that street, so it's not gonna mess up anybody's address for mail purposes. But the suggestion is let's do away with H and I, call it all G Street.
It's my understanding that the numbers are in sequence
Right,
for it to be one street.
right. But the numbers are right, but then the name changes, and that's what I'm trying to get the name consolidated. So that's, the request is to change GH and I Street and condense it into just G Street all the way.
Okay, originally it goes G, H, I.
Right. And there's a J Street that runs off to the side, we don't have to worry about that.
Correct. Bill, why is it, that's C Street?
It's across from me, we're talking behind me, back by the gym.
Oh, behind.
By the gym.
Stop and go is on both sides.
Yeah.
There's a stop and go on the south side of Nancy Street, and a stop and go on the north side of the street. This is on the north side of the street.
Yeah. You go straight, you go right.
You looking for a motion to make that approval?
I'll make the motion.
Okay. I'm not allowed to give a motion to these people be notified that this street, of this street change.
I got a question about that, so, far as. So once you get past the boards,
Right.
is that city limit stop right there?
No, the city.
It goes down,
That's my understanding, that's the last.
it goes down to
The crash is distributed outside the city limits. That's all I'm saying.
It should start at the schoolhouse.
I think that's a good house.
like that one house on the left, city there. Go ahead and take, trail over here, trail over here.
Because G8 is actually on one map, it shows GH and I.
City there, and mark it on. I take that and mark it, and you grab it. Last time, it's city,
Straight back.
three brothers done.
Yeah.
And this, and this is something 911 people have to have more from the board, they would like to just make a change themselves, and they can't do it without more from the board.
So your amendment was to make the change after,
And with notification to the individuals in that, on those streets. So they
City there.
okay.
With notification to those individuals.
And that's the 911 code. This is, they're also courthouse. In fact, we have to go out and put hoses on the door.
So we have a first, did we have a second? A second. Did you make the motion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Okay. My last matter is Pleasant Green. We're ready to move ahead with that, I believe. We've gotten 2 appraisals. We came in at $7,000. And so, we have to, the board has to find 3 factors. First of all, you have to find that the lot is not used for town purposes at the present. I need y'all to.
That's a true.
That's true. It suits the town financially to go ahead and make the sale this way as opposed to doing it some other way through, any other kind of notice. Town doesn't suffer financially by making the sale. And so we need to say that, and we have gotten appraisals to show that this is a reasonable value. 2 appraisals both came in at exactly $7,000, and we will split the cost of the appraisal between the church and the town. The third factor is this has to be, the board has to agree that Pleasant Green, the sale of Pleasant Green will do benefit to the civic, cultural, and moral integrity of the town. So we have to nod that that's true.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now, all that being said, we have a motion and a second to go ahead and consummate the sale. I've got a deed prepared,
At the lot right across the street.
yeah, it's basically just a parking lot. Caston Chapel, this is right next to Caston Chapel, Caston Chapel Church of God. And I didn't know y'all were missionary Baptist church, I just found that out. So I've been calling it Pleasant Green Baptist Church, Pleasant Green Missionary Baptist Church. There are 4 other Pleasant Green Missionary Baptist churches in Mississippi though, so we don't want to get those confused with each other. Okay.
So you need a motion?
And Ms. Francis is a member, so she has had her head down during this whole conversation, is not taking part in it whatsoever. So I need a motion and a second to go ahead and finish this second. Second. Now, just for what it's worth, the town had a 2-acre lot. Years ago, 12 years ago, they already sold 3/4 of that 2-acre lot to a private individual, and now we're selling the rest of the lot to the Pleasant Green Church, and they'll basically use it for parking.
When can this be finalized? When can this be off our plate?
As soon as, I have to type, this has to be done by resolution, I'll type up the resolution, get the mayor and the clerk to sign it, and I'll have the deed whenever we want to coordinate a meeting, I'll get with whoever needs to handle it.
Next month. Next month.
Yeah, oh yeah, this one then next week or two, probably I can wrap it up.
That's
It
it.
has to be filed, county, it has to be filed.
Okay, those are the 4 items I had, I appreciate y'all's patience with me.
Do you want to mention any more about the gas line, or we?
Yeah, the gas project is moving ahead, we've got the engineers working, we've got a couple of, issues that we're sort of juggling all at once. We've got the engineers working on surveying the right of way up the highway, up to the pipeline. We're hoping we can stay mostly on the Highway 61 right of way to save having to acquire private easements. The engineers are working up a bid proposal that we hope to get ready by the end of May. Then we're working on the financing end also, which is what y'all were voting on tonight.
We on schedule for November.
The president says they want gas by October 1st, and that's our.
October, okay.
That's what we're shooting for. We hope we can make it. Their alternative is to go with propane. To go with propane, they would have to change out every facility being used, every orifice would have to be a different size, and then they have to line up equipment. And so they think going with us is the primary goal. That's what they do. We're having some.
Didn't they use, when they stored out, didn't they use some portable, heating units?
Yeah, you'll see, if you go by, you'll see these huge generators parked out front. They bought in some, and, they were trying to get converted over. The stuff they were using, the pipeline that went up by the prison abandoned that line. This is, remember 10 years ago, when the Mid-Continent line got canceled, the one that runs by Beach Grove Baptist Church, and we started buying our gas from Central. When that happened, the prison lost their gas. When they lost their gas, they switched to what's called synthetic natural gas, which had the bad effect of eating up some of their heating units. And so that's when they had to bring in those special heaters to keep the prisoners warm. So anyway, it's a complicated issue. We've got some other issues. We've got to get clear with the Public Service Commission. We've got a lawyer in Jackson trying to help us with that. So lots of issues being juggled at the same time.
All right, any more questions in reference to the gas line or the handbook unfinished business?
Where's Elizabeth Foster within the DOC?
She could call request to be on the agenda, but she's not here.
I can't hear.
She could call request to be on the agenda, but she's
Oh,
not
so
here.
that's her with that line.
Who is that?
This Elizabeth Foster asked to be on the agenda, but she didn't show up.
Oh, who's that?
On it?
Who's Elizabeth Foster?
She's with MDOC.
Oh, she's with him, Josie.
Mhm.
Oh.
She's a major at the CWC.
What is she?
She's a major at the CWC on the Prison Line.
That's what I thought, that was her. I was
Oh, we're
wondering.
talking about the satellite person, oh, not the big person. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, never mind.
I think you
They want gas service too?
But that's the note I had on my desk. but,
Have this on lately.
She said she wanted to introduce herself. That's what she told me.
Have you ever talked to her?
She didn't say anything else. She just said she wanted to come introduce herself.
All right, is there any, new business from the board?
Yeah, old business, the stop sign that was on Church Street, somebody came to request that it be removed, is it still up?
Yep.
We passed the board order on that.
You take them back?
Hmm?
Yeah, take them back.
I could take one time to the water.
Road is, inside of my house.
Okay, and the second thing is, the individual called about the crepe myrtle tree under the water tower. They want to know why would they,
We cut them down as part of the project, Mr. I'm sorry,
the project is not by the board,
ma'am,
it's not, hadn't been discussed with the board.
that was one of the beautification things that we were doing, and,
It was not discussed with the board.
no, it was not discussed.
Because, I mean, the individual said the trees were originally planted, gift by, deceased town members, that they were there. But as far as it being a beautification, whatever, we had been given a list of anything that was supposed to be removed, anything about a beautification project.
We talked to you about that.
What now?
I said, we talked to you as far as, we talked to you, we were talking about.
Yeah, you talked to me about, asking individuals for, donations too, but you know that was supposed to go to the board too.
Well,
No, I mean, when we were talking, you
So
said.
y'all work for the board longer than I've been here, so y'all know what goes to the board, you know what
Those
you
trees
can
have-
do, and you know exactly what you cannot do without.
Right.
Discussing it.
And those, I talked to Mr. LaQuilla, and he said they had been planning on whatever. And like I told him, I had no way of knowing because they had not been only person maintained or did anything with those trees was Ms. Beals when she was here. And she never did talk about the origin of them. And those trees had got out of hand, they were unrooted, and they were just plain old.
Okay, I mean, all they needed was to be trimmed, they weren't.
If you look at the root of those trees, you can see how ugly those trees, well.
But
those
did
trees
you
were
have
ugly.
a board order? Who gave the call to cut them down?
As I was talking to you, I said I did. And did you?
That's not your call.
Who gave the order?
It's this board's call. This thing's been up there 50 years.
Ain't been no 50 years, Mr.
I know when George Gardner was made.
Mr. Quilla has been about no 50 years. Cause I talked to Mr. Quilla.
He didn't give you no order to cut.
Mr. Quilla has said.
Did you go to the-
50 years about no trees being up there, no one has
That's not
maintained
your call.
those trees.
That's not
No one
your call.
maintained those trees. Well, they down there.
Well, I came to the board in December, January, and
And it was a whole lot better.
a project
No,
that
it
was
was
going.
Y'all don't have that authority. Y'all sit there and talk all you want.
You might have been asleep when I was talking. But, I brought it before the board about
You cut
the
your own
project.
cross on the other side of the bill.
Well, there was trees.
Outside what building?
Right by your office, there was a
Yeah.
tree.
They were ugly too.
And so, when it was brought to the
Yeah,
board
you talk all you
about
want.
beautification,
Y'all have authority.
and I can get up and talk, and just like you talking, I can talk.
We ain't no,
You, like I say, you hear what you want to hear.
it's communication.
Well,
You took it on your own, you took it on your own, and you took it on your own. You wave your hand all you want.
each minds.
Okay?
What three you was pointing to?
It doesn't matter who you point to. The point is, it was not brought up for the board before they were cut. And even if it was for beautification, it's still time enough to ask, like, if you're considering cutting these trees in this location, would it be okay? But still in all, it was not done that way. Yeah, they down, but they weren't down in the right way. So, I mean, are we gonna replant it?
So, when I found out about it, my suggestion was, some sort of memorial for those folks that would be legible and recognizable by everyone, as a memorial location that the trees used to represent, because they have been cut down. That way, anyone currently looking at it would recognize that that area was planted or dedicated to them. So the folks that knew why they were there, that number was getting smaller and smaller, but with some sort of memorial plaque or recognition of sorts, when something else gets planted there, that was my suggestion, where, everyone going forward would be, kind of aware that that little area right there meant something to the town, and was, somebody in particular. I'm not, Lewis would have to tell me who that person was, because I don't remember their name. An aunt or somebody?
Yeah, the mayor's wife, George Dunbar's wife.
Oh,
What would you do, man? I went down Water Street the other day. It's the Brown house, because that's the thing down there. Big old limb on one, all towards the post office. What do we just go down there and cut it down? Cut the tree down. What you gonna do?
I look at it like this here, they probably made a mistake, but they were trying, like I said, they were trying to beautify the town. I mean, they
I got no problem.
probably should've asked, but
No
I
one
don't think
cared,
y'all
no
should
one
let
has
water.
cared for those trees since I've been here.
Did you get somebody like
Since the people knew why they were there, since
Yeah.
someone else knew why they were there, did they even put forth an effort to care for those trees? Did they make any suggestions about caring for those trees?
Did you go
Nothing.
down and see them? Who's the man down at the jail Alderman?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what the jail Alderman?
And Aaron was in, and he never said nothing
I'm
about
not trying to say Tom wrong, man.
The agricultural man.
Lionel Brown.
Yeah, y'all go down there and see him? That's his job.
I mean, who are you talking about? I don't know. who you're
County
talking
agent,
about.
county agent.
No.
You know who the kind of agent is.
Michael Brown.
Yeah, she said it.
Okay, 'cause I don't.
Did you contact him?
About what?
About cutting the trees.
But the trees didn't mean anything to me. If the trees meant something
See,
to
that's the
someone,
point. They didn't mean anything to
Right,
me.
if they
But
meant something to
they were
someone,
part
they
of-
should be-
They were part of this town.
but if they meant someone, if they meant something to the person that put them there or whoever they were representing, then they should be in control or had some input about caring for those trees. They didn't care for those trees.
The whole little plot wasn't cared for.
That's the point.
So, I mean, they, I go to, fence and everything else, nothing was cared for.
But that's the point, and that's part of the
And
project. If the fence
they
repaired,
cut the grass and
fence
stuff,
updated.
they were, trimmed, yes, they would have been much more presentable, but nobody did anything.
Right.
We care about beautification, but got that done, all that done,
And
and
that's
then
what-
it looks like splot, because all that stuff is coming right up around those stones.
But we're still, this is still a work in progress, it's not done.
It all boiled down to what I've been saying. Communication. You didn't communicate with nobody.
Okay, you're correct, you're correct. I'm not arguing with you.
now let's get on to something else. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about some sort of dedication flag or something.
Yeah, that-
I mean, you understand, Lewis, what I'm saying, that would really memorialize that area for those folks up and coming. All right. Is there anything else? in reference to new business, we talked about the property sales. Mr. Rosenblatt, is it all possible to research some ordinance and some procedure in reference to getting rid of some of these mobile homes and other abandoned house structures inside the city limits?
In fact, Mr. Bailey's been good about sending these copies of the statute, we've got authority for doing it. What I need is somebody riding me around and identify the properties, and I can start writing letters.
Okay. All right,
Yes.
so basically, can we get together, or if Ms. Bailey and yourself want to ride around, or anybody who we need to ride around and just look and document which ones we're talking about?
And not only the houses, but Mr. Bailey's point out there's some overgrown lots probably get attention.
Absolutely. All right,
I didn't understand what y'all said.
Listen, I thought I'd done a wonderful job. I got a lot next to her that's all wrong up, and I was trying to write the people. All clean up, and I was looking at the wrong lot. So that's my problem. That's how I gotta make sure I'm looking at it.
Ask any of y'all if they have.
Yeah, if y'all have high soil properties that you want to address, I'll be happy to, just need to identify.
all right, so, let's keep in mind, the budget, what we're working with here. There is a fellow here in town that gave the town the original firehouse bell. It's a rather large bell. He's giving it back to the town to put on display if that's what we wanna do. After a lot of consideration, we all know where the old firehouse used to be, and it was near the Concordia Bank. There is a little piece of property behind, Polk's Meat Market, the little pocket park, I think they call it. Since we own that, there's a brick pathway from the sidewalk that goes up into that park. To the left of that sidewalk would be a terrific place for the bell. If anyone is in favor of that or has any objections to placing that thing there,
And I would just hope that you coordinate with Main Street, since they're the ones that laid out the parks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm really just kind of bringing it up right now. It would be something right there. It would be, of course, back from the sidewalk, but it would be mounted in a way that it's, let's say this far off the ground, you know, where you can physically touch it, and it's kind of impressive. It would be mounted on some posts and just be there for, some sort of decoration or in remembrance of. Also, again, with some sort of in remembrance or thank you for the Dawson family, who I believe was the fire chief back then. Okay. Does anybody have any other suggestions on placement of that?
No.
I mean, would everybody for now be good with that location? Okay. And, you want me to get with Main Street and just discuss it a little bit? All right, because the location is perfect for the size of it. It's to the left of the sidewalk, right in front of that bush that's growing. The limb coming off that bush, growing towards where the bell would be, is a dead limb. So if that could just be neatened up, it might look good right there, all right?
Just hope the prices don't increase again.
Percival Beecroft mentioned, some private, work on these streets. This is only up for discussion. This is, considering looking at a third party to take care of our street department. First and foremost, no one will be losing their job. We are needing people in the utility department. We also need to maintain an individual, because we cannot have, inmates working for a private firm. So we need to have someone who works for the town who's eligible to pick up and supervise inmates. But I just wanted to put it out there. Our budget for the department's huge, and, as we all know, I don't think we feel like we're getting our money's worth as a citizen whether it's the dirt, grass, leaves, and so forth in the curbs, gutters, and so forth. But I'd like to at least discuss at some point, a list of obligations that we would ask of a third party, and then have a third party submit a bid. We have had success and pretty good luck with the cemetery making that decision. We now have, we've had the cemeteries being taken care of to a very, very acceptable level. I really haven't heard the complaints about the cemetery that we all used to hear. So Mr. Thompson's been doing a pretty good job with that. It's, like I say, it's just up for discussion. Those sorts of things do get done more and more frequently in these smaller areas. I mean, let's start with if it even cost us the same amount of money, but we were getting a terrific product, that would be one thing. So if we could look at it from a different couple of angles, doesn't have to be tonight, let's at least take it under consideration. All right, if that was the case, I would call it Woodville Public Works. I think everybody should just work under Public Works outside the police department or the town hall. And y'all mentioned and discussed with Trail about working together and stuff. That would be one big team that takes care of what we need to take care of. Your water guy, sewer guy, gas guy, they'd all be under the same umbrella. Then you'd have your helpers or other guys, whether it's Wes or Cardell, or if we hire a third person that was the inmate coordinator, that person was bringing inmates where we need to bring inmates and a little extra work. I just don't want to lose the ability for the use of the inmates for whatever reason that is. All right. It looks like we've covered. Oh, if I may mention, Pastor Dunbar. He was gonna ask for permission to use this park down here behind us, not where this place set is, but right down the road. Is there a name for that little basketball court area? So you know what we're talking about? So,
That's not ours.
so we don't own the basketball courts?
We had a 25-year lease on it, but we don't own it.
So are we still under lease?
No, it's expired.
That expired.
So the same money that owns the ice house owns the basketball.
Okay, well, his inquiry was, what would it take to use that piece of property for, just a community event, kind of get together thing. So, his plans have a little bit changed. He might be looking for somewhere in June, not this month. He's gotten real busy and he can't do anything over here this month. I just wanted to bring it up, that, he would like an area, to do some community get-together kind of events, and not necessarily an event, it nothing to do with making money and selling product or anything. Delane, knowing what he does, is, how would you describe it?
Ministry, just street ministry.
Straight ministry, just a location to do that. So, if that place ends up being not available, we'll find something else, but I just at least want to bring it up.
Can we make that call, that lady gotta make the call?
We don't own it, we don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah,
So this lady's calling out loud.
right. So that's one.
Where the basketball go? So
So-
now I call
Right, well, I didn't know,
Yeah, everyone assumes it's still in town, but it's not.
all right,
She was gonna donate the ice house to us, she was gonna throw that lot in also.
and did we flat out turn her down on that?
Yeah, we sort of dragged our feet, she wanted to maybe do something by the end of the year for tax reasons, but it's still alive. I don't think she's found anybody else to take it.
Okay.
She's talking about donating it to, maybe to a college or something, but I don't think anyone wants.
Asked if she would be interested in donating to a nonprofit organization.
Yeah, I'm sure she would, let me get with you on that. Trouble, the problem is, it's gonna take $10,000 or $15,000 to knock the old ice house down. That's the hangup, so,
I probably can get.
and that's something that has to get done.
I could possibly get a grant, so I'm not worried about.
Yeah, that's what we're, yeah, the town's looking into that too, we're trying to find something.
Asked her if she would be interested in
Yeah,
donating to a
I
nonprofit.
certainly will.
All right, are we going into
say something to the chief. That proposal I got and everybody voted for, I want you to set it up, going in action. Get with everybody. You know, and have a little meeting before you go, get on that latest calendar.
Judge.
And be on time. I just gave you a master task, getting all that work together.
In reference to new business, unfinished, business, are we covered there? We're moving on to closed door, executive session,
Make the motion.
all in favor?
Steve, just tell you.
Mr. Donovan, you here, did you have something to address?
No, no.
I
Observation.
got two things before, with the executive session, how y'all got y'all play, I got two things on the, for executive session.
I'm a second.
Huh?
Y'all second?